Hi everyone, welcome out to the Dice Tower. My name is Chris Yee, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Dexterity Jane, a dexterity game. This is a real-time game about flipping cards face up onto the table that will show you certain fingers to bend in and certain to extend. So you get to show off certain fingers out on the table to everybody. It can lead to some awkward moments. Let me show you how it plays, then I'll give you my thoughts. There's two components you'll need for the regular game of Dexterity Jane, and I'm also going to show you the slightly advanced and the simplified rules. So there's 10 rounds to the game as indicated by these coasters, numbered 1, 2, all the way down to 10. This is both the number of the round and how many of these hand cards will be flipped over. Players will flip over on the first round one hand card. This is going to show, and you flip it over however it turns out. So in this case, this will show either a left hand or a right hand, and then all players are going to take their hands, bend in the appropriate finger, and then place it face down onto the table, and then call first, if they're the first one, second, third, so on, etc. So in this case, this is actually a left hand, if you look at it like this. So if one player puts in their left pinky, as indicated on the card, and calls first, they'll be the first person evaluated. Everyone else can continue to go second, third, fourth around the table. The last person does not get to potentially score a point. Instead, the whoever called first will be evaluated. In this case, this is indeed a left hand with the correct fingers bent in. Since they win that, they were the first, they will get the round token, which is worth this many points. Now, if they were incorrect, it would go continue evaluating around the table. Anybody who is also correct after the evaluation will get one of these cards, which is just worth a point, right? Which is not as good as being the first. That was only the first round. Starting in the second round, you will be flipping over 2 cards. So simultaneously, 1, 2, 3, go. And now we have to bend in the correct, there you go. This is the combination here I call first. I look at it, and indeed, I was correct, right? The thumb is bent in on this card, and the middle finger is bent in on this card. If I was first, I get this. Anyone subsequent in the subsequent who called out the order who got it right will get merely a card worth 1 point, and then these are discarded. As you can imagine, as it gets into the later rounds, this will become even more chaotic to do, but there's a few other special rules that we'll be seeing here. 7 cards will be flipped over and thrown into the middle of the table. And now you have to evaluate all 7 of these cards and determine what is going to be the correct configuration. Oh my goodness. So, as I look at this, I believe that the right configuration is this. Okay, I'm going to call first. And you might say, Chris, there's clearly some cards that show right hands that have digits or fingers bent in. Yes, but there's also this card. If a card shows either a left or a right hand with all the fingers extended, then it overrides all the other cards that are on the table. So so this one will override this right hand card and this right hand card. These two are oh my gosh, nope. Did I do, no, okay. As you can tell, I'm a bit confused. So this card is also overridden, as is this one, because this one shows all the fingers extended on the right hand. Now we're evaluating only the lefts. And so now we see here, did I do this correctly? Thumb, oh, we hit one snafu, because both hands, oh no, sorry, oh gosh, I'm confused, did I do this right? Yes. So these are all left hands, got it. My ring finger is bent in. My middle finger is bent in, but I did one other thing wrong. 2 left-hand cards show the thumb bent in. These 2 will eliminate each other, therefore the correct combination would have been this. So I called out incorrectly first, and so now we evaluate the second player. The second player was correct. They get the 7 points for the round. So you have to remember that there are 2 things that will cancel each other out. One is either 2 of the same digit being bent in, or one of these cards, and then 2 of these, I think, override themselves each other, and then you'd play 8 rounds, then 9 rounds, then 10 rounds with 10 cards up, and then that's, yeah, that's confusing. Now, if you want to simplify the game a little bit, there are simplified rules here in the rule book, which use the first 24 cards, because all left-hand cards show red in the background and all right-hand cards show green in the background. So that will make it a little bit easier, and if this game is not chaotic enough for you, you can also include a harder variant where every player will have a coin dealt to them face down, and then when cards come out that show a bullet in the back, or somewhere in the background or in the hand or something, anything that shows a bullet, the player can then perform a stick-up with the correct hand, either the left or the right hand, depending on the stick-up. If they are correct during the evaluation for the stick-up, they get to steal the face-down coin from another player. If they are incorrect, they lose their face-down coin and give it to the other player. So those are the rules and the variants to Dexterity Jane. Is Dexterity Jane a perfect game? No. Is it a good game? No. But it's got nice production quality. Sit Down is a competent company. I like the idea of what this game is doing. I like the pieces. The art is really neat on it. You know, I don't like circular cards. That's just a personal preference, right? I don't know terribly many people that like it, but you're not handling cards a lot. You just shuffle them once and then you are revealing them little by little over the course of the game, right? My issues with the game are that it goes on too long. 10 rounds is too many. It's a very peculiar game, and it's for a particular audience. It's not just audience that wants silly games. I love silly games, but it's for people that want to play a silly game that's also really brain-burnery. It takes a lot of thinking capacity when you're getting up to the 7, 8, 9, 10 card rounds. It's just too long, I think, is one of my biggest issues with it. I like the idea that they included this simplified game, right? Green card background means left hand, red means right hand. I honestly might just play that way more often, and this is one of those cases where I kind of wish that they would have said, hey, this is the recommended, this is how you start playing the game, rather than an addendum at the end of the rule book. Do you want to play a simplified game? I don't want to play a simplified game. This game looks, ridiculous, simple, and easy. This is one of those cases I wish that had been at the forefront, right? Hey, for your first game, and for as many as you want to play, we recommend using the first 24 cards before you shuffle them! Because if you put it as an addendum in the back of the rulebook, you've already shuffled them! That's a small complaint. Now, the fact that it comes with the bullet stick-em-up variant, I will not play with that, because no group that I've taught this to has really had fun. They didn't catch the Dexterity Jane bug, strangely. They didn't really find enjoyment in it. Like I said, it needs to be really silly. They need to enjoy performance-type games, but they also need to be really willing to think. I have a suspicion that this could make a decent drinking game, perhaps, right? Once again, if your group is okay with the idea of thinking really hard while potentially inebriated, right? Your performance of this game would decline, but maybe the funniness and the hilariousness of getting things wrong would increase. And I think that's what is the strength of this game. It's a silly thing to do. It doesn't require that much teaching. And it's something that you can laugh at when people don't do well. If you're looking for that, cool. But like I said, I have other issues with the game, that length and complexity and just cerebralness of such a silly game. I'm giving this one a 5 out of 10. It's just not for me. It's just not for many groups that I've taught. Maybe you have a group that would really enjoy this game, and this is not to disparage that whatsoever, right? This might be a really good game in your situation, but I think that your situation might be a little bit smaller than the average gamer. So for that reason, I can't really recommend this one. Cute idea, and I applaud the uniqueness of it. So anyway, that's my thoughts on Dexterity Jane. My name is Chris Yee from the Dice Tower. Have yourselves a great day.